Hi, I'm Leslie Riley. I am a teacher here at the Laurentian Learning Centre. I've been teaching here for 10 years with at-risk youth. And it's been a real pleasure to collaborate with both Allie and Chelsea in the arts program. They pretty much facilitate all of it, and I just do the education piece, which would be like rubrics and evaluations and things like that, and just classroom management. What I think is going well is the students are having opportunities that wouldn't have had, because we don't have access to cameras and the different things that you guys are bringing in, and pottery, and as well, I think their attendance has been really great. So it's almost like the days that they choose to not be here are the days that you guys aren't here, which is really, really great, I think, anyhow. They actually are completing the tasks, which has been really huge to see, like with the vision board activity, for example, they did it. So for me, that was just a huge, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're doing this. For someone that teaches math and science, it's a little bit more difficult to see them get right into it, but they were very excited to get into using their hands and manipulating all of the different tools that you had there, and just being able to see like this table full of school supplies and paints and stuff. And plus the snacks you guys bring in are pretty rad. I think that these skills are transferable to other disciplines, and that they have had to learn like just the normal skills that you see on the report cards, like collaboration, time management. Are they respecting other people's space, critical thinking? Some of them have to do some more cross-cultural thinking. So I think they're very transferable, especially the camera, right? Because the kids are getting to learn how to use a camera, not just their phone cameras, but they're getting to use a camera, and also seeing that art just isn't analog, that you can do art digitally. So they're able to use a program, especially when you were doing the psychedelic lines the other day, so you're able to take their actual pictures, not just ones that they've got on the line, and actually use their pictures and start to sort of edit them and do some pretty cool things with them. And they wouldn't have had that opportunity that even in a regular high school, because these students wouldn't have had the opportunity. So as a result of COVID-19, our board has decided, along with the other boards in the city, to run an OctoMaster System. So that's 8 24 to 25 day semesters, and that's to keep cohorts in check. So we are kind of essentially our own cohort. But what happens is the students will take one course and only one course for 24 days straight. Our students have, I feel like they're more successful, because when they're given 4 courses in one day, they usually only get 2 of the 4. So this gives them a lot of time to focus, and it gives them a lot of time to just concentrate on only one thing, so there's no stress. And in terms of the art programming, I found it better, because I found like in an hour, it's really, really hard to come in and come out. But this was a good way to keep like the flow of your projects and things like that, right? Because a lot of the projects is like the silk screening and stuff, that would have been like a week, almost, right? We figured it was like probably a week or 2 weeks just of like the 1 hour period. So it gives the students a lot longer to work on their projects and really focus on what it is they're doing. It's like one day we're doing this, next day we're doing that, next day we're doing that. So it's a nice quick turnover for them as well. So we have a lot of students in our building that they kind of progress through different programs that we have depending on what their need is. And so we have students that were on SAL, which is Supervised Alternative Learning Programs, which means that they're learning from home and they have to come in once a week to pick up work, or whatever their arrangement is. Could be twice a week, could be afternoons. So we've had students that have now joined our regular day programming and are seeing a lot of success, and like kids that weren't attenders that were now attending 5 days a week just to be coming to our class. And students that were just poor attenders in general that weren't even in these supervised programs, that I was seeing them on a more of a regular basis, that's for sure. Because also too, if they knew they missed a day of art, a lot of the things, especially if you're doing paint pouring, or that was a one-time thing, right? Like it wasn't a progressive thing. So I just wanted to make sure that they always knew which days you guys were here, so they could make decisions on whether or not that was the day they wanted to stay home or not. There's a lot more success for sure, I think. I'm trying to think of other examples of students. Like there was a lot of students here that didn't necessarily have a huge artistic flair or talent, but they just still came in here and hammered out pieces and like did really, really well despite what was going on with them at home. So then they come here and it was just a space that they felt safe. The sketchbooks were lovely. They were very, very proud of them and very hesitant to give them to me, like for real. They're like, so am I gonna get them back? I'm like, yes, but I have to look at them. I'm not gonna write in them. I'm not gonna mark them. I'm not gonna give you, I just need to know, did you do the 3 things that I asked, or 5 things that I asked you? Yeah, okay, done. And guy looked at them on the Friday night right away. Like I just sat there and it was just a nice way to end it.
I'm Sarah Spence. I'm the acting principal of the Laurentian Learning Centre. Well, I mean, being new to the building and not necessarily having a context before, but certainly what's been brought into this building has added life and energy and excitement for the kids to be here and participate. You know, observing the kids and the growth of the students, just I think in their self-esteem and self-concept, and being able to find something that they probably have never conceived that they were good at. So I think the confidence and the self-esteem it's given the students throughout this program, and then that translates into the other subjects. So I think it's a really good launching pad for new students coming into the building, and I've already been talking about the change in the energy when you depart from us and the impact that's going to have, because it does so much for the kids and the building itself. And I think that goes in 2 directions, because there's the whole point in that we obviously need to be continuing arts in this building because we see the impact it has on the kids and like in their self-esteem, but that whole academic success piece on top of that, whereas many of them might not have felt successful in school. So ensuring that we're continuing that. But in terms of the quality of the programming that was brought to us, and that's where it's going to be a bit of a struggle in terms of how do we continue that with, you know, our limited tools and resources, and sometimes just our limited confidence that our teachers have in bringing this forward. So I know at one point we had chatted a little bit, Allie, even about some of the students that are in the building here and how we can utilize them to carry that forward next year, and being, whether it's assistants of some kind or co-op students who are supporting the building of a program in here that might look a little bit different than what you brought in here, but has that same impact of what's occurred over this course of this year. What I witnessed the day that you first introduced the ukulele to them, and again, I think it's bringing a piece of music and instruction to them, but in a way that doesn't have the same, I would say, level of stress that regular academic curriculum has on students, where it was just something natural to try, and there was no concern about making a mistake. It was just something to try. So I think with that layer being removed, then they were much more open to trying them and then recognizing the immediate success from it. So it was really neat to just being able to witness so many kids who probably have never picked up a musical instrument before, and by an hour later are all strumming their own tune. Thank you so much. And I literally said that today going down the hallway. I'm going, oh my goodness, there's gonna be such a void to fill when you go, because you look at, they're just humming. This is what school should be on a regular basis. Like, this is how the curriculum should be taught, that there's that level of engagement and joy, and you know, you're making things and you're seeing the growth and the learning and what they're doing. Yeah, and how many of them, I think if we would ask them at the beginning of the year, thought of themselves as artists. And then I think if we asked them now, it'd be interesting to see what their response would be.